morning, everyone, and good morning to our friends at the University of Glasgow. Today was day 11 of COP26 in Glasgow, and the theme was cities, regions, and built environment. So today is the second to last day, with tomorrow being the official closing, and CHEC has had a wonderful 2 weeks here. We were so fortunate and excited to be accredited and be a part of this experience. So we also caught up with a number of wonderful people today, so I'll let you get to that, including one of our other delegates who I think did a really great summary of what it's been like for the last 2 weeks for CHEC. So thank you very much. I hope you've all enjoyed our updates that we've sent over, and we hope to see you soon in the future.
Hi, I'm Amit Bakra, founder of WeNaturalists. WeNaturalists is an ecosystem that we've built for the nature professionals and organizations to bring them together for a much, much larger impact. This essentially is an idea where we figured out that lots of solutions are scattered all over the world. Lots of people are doing amazing amount of work, but there's no one place that can be used to create a larger impact and bring all these solutions together so that these solutions can be shared, they can inspire multiple levels of actions in different parts of the world, and most importantly, that it can help people who are at the fence, people who are sitting at the sidelines, come into the mainstream and take nature as the main, in the mainstream occupation or stuff like that. And with WeNaturalists, we've not just created a kind of a platform, but since it's an ecosystem, we've created amazing amount of tools and services that will help people and professionals who are working in nature and the organizations to do much better work, much better community building, and most importantly, earn revenues out of their actions in a very, very interesting way.
Hi, I'm Lisa Thalheimer. I'm a postdoctoral research associate at Princeton University. I focus on climate-related migration, and this is also part why I'm here at COP26. I'm here as an observer, partially to fulfill my own interest of looking what's essentially going on climate-related migration, on loss and damage, but also adaptation. And I'm also reporting back to my research group, who also have a focus on adaptation, infrastructure, sea level rise, coastal communities. So our goal is essentially to bring the knowledge from COP, from Glasgow to Princeton, inform people who either attended virtually, and just to keep everyone on track what's happening. As an early career researcher, this is also super interesting because we are actually able to get in contact with people who are affected firsthand. So a lot of indigenous people are here, which is I think fairly new to this COP, still under the COVID restrictions. This has obviously been super, super challenging for these people. But also it's great to be able to attempt to talk to policymakers if they're not too busy, to talk to, for instance, also the US delegation or the people in the German pavilion, where I'm originally from. So yeah, it's been a really great experience, and I'm hoping also to share my knowledge with people on the ground in Princeton, but also to reflect more what I've learned with people and to help those people who are actually the most vulnerable to climate change.
Hi everyone, my name is Abiola Oshunniya. I work for Parallel Point Consult as the Chief Responsibility Officer for Parallel Point Consult. Parallel Point Consult is basically a local sustainability organization. Our focus is putting sustainability within the private sector, public sector, and international development, and ensuring that they collaborate. We're excited to be at the COP26 this year because there's a lot of conversation around sustainable cities, because that is one of the areas where we intervene, where we bring the private sector to use their CSR to partner with government to implement major projects around CSR. So, for instance, recycling of waste and reusing their water as an example, and also environmental education where they can actually fund things like that. We're so excited as well to be here because we are able to bring conversation from the global south to the north and bring some of the conversations around ensuring that our voice is properly represented, because we know that we don't emit as much. We only have about 3% of total emission in general from the continent to the rest of other continents as well. So we're excited here because eventually we're able to bring our footprint and our conversations to the world and ensure that we build the right traction to bring our concerns and ensure that green jobs and also other things around sustainability and climate change is pushed forward, like gender and youth representation as well. Thank you.
Greetings from Glasgow. As you know, we've been having these daily updates and now we've come to the end. How do you summarise COP26? Quite difficult. But first of all, just imagine that you've got your section with the negotiators happening in one area, and then you've got the education side, which is all about innovation, education, and you've got all the pavilions of the different ministries and NGOs. So going between all of that, what's my response to this? The negotiations are a real insight into how governments have to work together. And I don't think enough credit is given to the facilitators of these negotiations. They have to really work to get agreement reached, and they are experts. You've never seen a negotiation like a facilitator for COP26. More on that later. And then you've got all the action hubs, the innovation, and that's where I think I felt most inspired, because they're bringing together all sectors, from ministers to practitioners to experts on cities, the Amazon, and real dialogue is taking place, and you can see people are listening to each other, whether it be the bankers about what's missing and find the gaps in climate finance, or yesterday when I went to the event on the mangroves, you had 3 or 4 ministers from countries talking about why mangroves were so important and the loss of them, and they were they were very knowledgeable. They knew exactly what the problem was. They knew what worked and what didn't work. And there were also the experts there, from someone who's actually measuring, mapping mangroves around the world, to NGOs that are working directly. But it was the ministers who really were advising all the different people there as to what worked and what didn't work. And that's just a microcosm of what's happening in these dozens and dozens of pavilions. And when you have a chance to sit in and hear these dialogues, no matter what else is happening, you realize there's real dialogue, real learning. People are trying to come up with solutions, and that's leaving me with great hope, and that we might well find solutions. It might not, we have to make sure it happens fast enough and for everyone, that it's inclusive, that climate justice is addressed, that adaptation is addressed, that loss and damage is addressed, and all these other topics. But I've come away feeling hopeful.
Today is the day when the special edition of the Commonwealth Roundtable Journal of International Affairs has been published to mark COP26. Its title is COP26 Challenges, Issues and Responses, with articles from around the Commonwealth. This is a collaborative effort, both with the special editor David Gomez from the Ramphal Institute, Ian Douglas from CHEC, and coordinated by me.